how's it going out there, YouTube? Hope everybody's staying safe during this, quote, pandemic, end quote. Hopefully this will all be over soon, man. It's unbelievable. Anyway, it's a beautiful day out here today. And made some progress on the Mustang, on Chrissy's pony. As you can see, it's all painted. The chassis is painted. Well, most of it anyway. There's still some spots that need attention. What that is it's 3 coats. I had the car blasted, as you saw in the last video. And what that is 2 coats of POR 15 followed by 1 coat of top coat after I seam sealed it. So it turned out really well, I think, anyway. You can see the engine compartment looks like brand spanking new, and it's all protected by POR 15 anti-rust paint. Stuff is like iron on there. If you do it the right way, you use the products. A lot of people say, oh, you don't really need to use metal ready. I'll tell you what, it etches that paint or that metal so well that that paint just sucks right into it, you know. It makes a huge difference. I've done it without it before and it's worked fine, like on the Vega. There's the Vega over yonder. Mr. Big Stuff. And the Novik SS, I've used it on there without using the metal prep. But I'll tell you what, when you use that metal prep, it just gives you a nice, clean, abrasive surface to paint that on. And that's all done with a brush right there. All of it. That's how well it levels out. I've used this stuff for, I don't know, 10 years. I haven't had a failure with it yet. Not one. I mean, it really is an excellent product. You hear a lot of guys talking about, well, you know, it peels off. Well, everything's in the prep work like anything else. This thing was down to bare metal, and then I used the metal prep before I painted it, and tell you what, man, it did a great job. Really good job. I'm really happy with it. Some points of interest. I had some rust holes, and this is just going to be a driver. It's just Chrissy's car. This ain't a show car. I'm not trying to make any money with it or anything else. So I had to cut some corners, save a little money here and there, but I think I did it the right way. For example, right up here in this panel, there was some rust. Actually, there was rust holes. And what I did was, I called POR 15 because they sold a fiber mat that you can do it like fiberglass, right? And the way I did it was I put a coat of POR 15 on there. Then I had a little tray sitting on the side where I doubled up the mat, right? Doubled it up, soaked the fiber mat in POR 15, and then applied it on top of the first coat, which was tacky. Like you could run your finger across it and get finger drag, you know. It wasn't completely dry, it was tacky. So I put that on there, and then I went over the top of it with 2 more coats of POR 15. And then, while the rest of the car, then I went ahead and I did all that. I did all the fiberglass work all at the same time. I've got some right in here. It's kind of in a shadowed area here, but this is all fiberglass work with POR 15. And I got to tell you, man, it really dried nice and solid. There's no give to it. It's a real nice way of fixing rust holes that doesn't cost an arm and a leg to do, you know. But anyway, like I was saying, I let the POR 15 get tacky after the second coat, painted the rest of the car, and then before I put the top coat on, I came back and I covered this area. Anywhere I did fiberglass work, I did seam sealer on top of it. Now I used a brushable seam sealer out of a quart can. You can see it right there when I sealed that. That's all brand new. This is all brand new. All this metal is new. So I had to seam seal that seam, and I used a brushable type. You just put it on there with a scraper, you know, and go back and hit it with a brush. You get that nice factory look. So That's what I used on top of all my fiberglass repair work. Like there's some work right there that I use seam sealer right there. There's no fiberglass in there, but I seam sealed all that. Now there is a bit of fiberglass work right here, where I did the same thing there that I did up front. And I think it made a nice patch, man. There's no fiberglass there, but that's that brushable seam sealer with a coat of top coat on there. Now there's some fiberglass work here, and there's fiberglass work all along here, and I think it made for a real nice patch. I'm no body man. I hate body work. I'm not a body guy, but I think that turned out pretty well. And this car's never going to see snow or ice or none of that crap, so I think it's going to be just fine. We'll see. I'm going to try and make a short video. I'm already 6 minutes into this, man. But you can see, like, the back end of the car looks tremendous. Now down there where you're seeing all that, I'm having a new floor put in over there. And my body man, Mike, told me to go ahead and do all my work and then bring the car to him and he can work around it and then re-POR 15 it when he's done. So that should be okay. But that's getting a whole new floor pan on that side. It was just too far gone. There's nothing really I could do with it. I think the trunk area turned out real nice. If you go back and look at the other video, you'll see that I didn't have the trunk area blasted because it was just going to cost more money. So I hit it with a wire wheel and some cleaner. And here again, use metal prep on it. And it came out really nice. It looks good. And it's solid, you know. It's very, very solid. So, that part of this project is over, and I'm getting ready to, you can see how bad that floor is there. And then up in there, it's really bad. So all that's going to be replaced. It just made more sense to go ahead and put a floor in it, because I got a bad spot back here too. So he's going to put a new floor in it and a new seat riser, and then seal all that up and POR 15 it. So that'll all get done by him. And then I got one patch that he's going to do right over here on the passenger floor. Put a new piece of metal in there for me, weld it in, and then seal it. And that'll take care of this passenger side. Passenger side really wasn't that bad. So, I think it came out real well. It looks great. I think it's going to last a long, long time. So now what I'm doing is I'm cleaning up all the front end pieces that I didn't buy new. You see how nice that looks in there in that engine compartment. Everything is all sealed up now. All protected. So now I'm cleaning up, taking all this to the car wash today, hit it with some oven cleaner and get it nice and clean. I got about 20 other parts out there in the truck already. I'm taking up to the car wash. Get all those cleaned up, and then with the new Borgenson unit that I bought for it for power steering and all the new front end pieces I bought, why, the next project will be getting it off this rotisserie. I'm going to do as much front end work as I can with it on the rotisserie, so I can work, you know, on the side here, and then it'll go back over here on the lift and I can finish it up. And then it's off to the body shop. So get the front end in, get the rear end in. I've got the rear end right over here. It's going in the truck too. It's going up to the, I already had it blasted, but the guy didn't do that great of a job on it, and it needs to be cleaned before I try to POR 15 it. So that's just an 8-inch rear end. It's a posi unit though, believe it or not. And that'll be good. This car ain't gonna have a lot of horsepower, so it's not like I need some big monster 9-inch rear end in it. So I'm gonna take that down and hit it with some oven cleaner and get it good and clean before I try to paint it. I'm telling you, man, this POR 15 is the way to go. You know, it's a little bit expensive for a gallon of it. I bought 1 gallon. I've probably got a little less than half a gallon left. And then if you top coated it when you're done with POR 15, it makes it all worth it, man. I highly recommend this product. I'm not getting any money or anything for it, but I'm telling you guys, if you're looking for an inexpensive way to do this, rather than taking it to a body shop and paying or using a rattle can or whatever. This is definitely the way to go. I'm a big fan of POR 15, as you can tell. So, like I said, the next step is getting it off the rotisserie after I try to put as many front end parts on it as I can. And get it back over here on the lift so I can get it rolling. And we'll see where we go from there. Out to the body shop. The Novik's running good, except smoking like a freight train and burning oil, so I got to put valve seals in it. So that's the update. 10 minutes into this thing, man. That's crazy. More to come. Stay tuned, and thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. See you now.